Have you ever felt like you're running in circles, making the same mistakes over and over again? You try something new, it doesn't quite work out, and you just move on, hoping for better luck next time. But what if I told you there's a hidden superpower you already possess that can break this cycle and turn every single experience, good or bad, into a stepping stone for massive growth? That superpower is reflection. It's the simple, yet profound, act of looking back not with regret, but with purpose. Today, we're going to dive deep into how you can unlock this power, transform your failures into lessons, and your successes into a repeatable formula for winning. Stick around, because this might just be the most important skill you develop all year. So, what is reflection? Really, it's not just daydreaming about the past or beating yourself up over what went wrong. True reflection is like being a detective in your own life. It's an active, intentional process of examining your experiences to understand the what, the why, and the how. What actually happened? Why did it happen that way? And how can I use this knowledge to do better in the future? Think of it like a post-game analysis for your life. Professional athletes don't just finish a game and go home. They spend hours reviewing the tapes, analyzing every play, every decision. They do this to find their weaknesses, reinforce their strengths, and build a strategy for the next game. That's exactly what we need to do. By taking a moment to pause and reflect, we turn our raw experiences into refined wisdom. It's the difference between just living life and consciously building the life you want. Let's get practical. How do you actually start reflecting in a way that creates real change? You don't need a mountaintop and a week of silence. You just need a few minutes and a few powerful questions. I call this the 3-2-1 method, and it's incredibly simple. After any significant event, a project at work, a difficult conversation, or even trying a new hobby, grab a notebook or open a doc and ask yourself these questions. First, the 3. What are 3 things that went well? This is crucial because it trains your brain to look for the positive and recognize your strengths. Maybe you communicated clearly, stayed calm under pressure, or managed your time effectively. Write them down. Acknowledging your wins builds confidence. Next up, the 2. What are 2 things that could have gone better? This isn't about blaming yourself. It's about identifying areas for improvement with curiosity, not criticism. Perhaps you procrastinated, or maybe you didn't ask for help when you needed it. Be honest and specific. Instead of saying I messed up, try I could have prepared more thoroughly by starting my research a day earlier. This shifts the focus from a feeling of failure to a concrete, actionable step. It turns a vague regret into a clear instruction for your future self. It's about finding the leverage points where a small change can make a big difference next time. And finally, the 1. What is the one single lesson you will take forward? This is the most important step. We're distilling everything down to a single, powerful takeaway. Out of everything you've just analyzed, what is the one core insight that will have the biggest impact? It could be a new rule for yourself, like I will always double-check the details before sending an important email, or a broader principle, like asking for feedback early in the process saves time and produces a better result. By focusing on one key lesson, you make it memorable and easy to apply. You're not trying to change 10 things at once. You're making one deliberate, high-impact adjustment. This single lesson becomes your North Star for the next similar situation. Now, you might be thinking, this sounds great, but I'm just too busy. I get it. Our lives are packed. But here's a perspective shift. Not having time to reflect is like driving at full speed with a foggy windshield. You might be moving fast, but you have no idea if you're going in the right direction, and you're at high risk of crashing. Taking just 5 or 10 minutes to reflect is like pulling over to wipe the windshield clear. It doesn't slow you down in the long run. It ensures you get to your destination faster and safer. You can integrate this into your existing routine. Do it at the end of your workday, during your commute, or as part of a weekly review on a Sunday evening. The key is consistency. Make it a non-negotiable ritual, like brushing your teeth. The cumulative effect of these small, regular reflections is absolutely massive. Let me share a personal story. A few years ago, I launched a project that I had poured my heart and soul into. I was so sure it would be a huge success. But it flopped completely. My initial reaction was devastation. I wanted to forget it ever happened. But instead, I forced myself to sit down and do a ruthless post-mortem using the very principles we were talking about. I analyzed what went right. The creative concept was strong. I pinpointed what went wrong. I had completely misjudged my audience's needs and my marketing was all wrong. My one big takeaway was this: never assume you know what your audience wants. Always ask them. That single lesson, learned through the sting of failure, has become the bedrock of everything I've created since. That failure, once I reflected on it, became the most valuable business lesson I've ever learned. It wasn't the failure that defined me, it was the reflection that redefined my path forward. This process isn't just for failures, either. It's equally, if not more, powerful for your successes. When something goes wonderfully right, do you know exactly why, or was it just luck? Reflecting on your wins helps you deconstruct your success and turn it into a repeatable formula. Ask yourself, what specific actions led to this positive outcome? What skills did I use? What was my mindset? By understanding the anatomy of your success, you can replicate it. You can build systems and habits around what works, turning accidental victories into intentional strategies. Success leaves clues, but you'll only find them if you're actively looking. So, celebrate your wins. Absolutely, but then analyze them. That's how you build momentum and create a consistent track record of achievement. The beauty of reflection is that it compounds over time. The more you do it, the more self-aware you become. You start to see patterns in your behavior, both good and bad. You notice the triggers that lead to procrastination or the conditions under which you do your most creative work. You become the expert on you. This self-awareness is the foundation of emotional intelligence, better decision-making, and authentic leadership. You're no longer just reacting to life, you're consciously responding to it with wisdom gained from your own unique journey. Every day, every interaction, every challenge becomes a part of your personalized curriculum for growth. You're not just living, you're learning. So, here is your challenge for this week. Pick one experience from the past few days. It could be a small win, a minor frustration, anything. Take 10 minutes, just 10 minutes, and walk through the 3-2-1 method. What are 3 things that went well? What are 2 things that could have gone better? And what is the one lesson you will carry forward? Write it down. See how it feels to look at your own life with the eyes of a curious detective rather than a harsh judge. You might be surprised at the clarity and confidence it gives you. This isn't about achieving perfection. It's about making progress. It's about ensuring that the person you are tomorrow is a little wiser, a little stronger, and a little more prepared, all thanks to the lessons you learned today. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. I truly believe that reflection is one of the most powerful tools we have for personal and professional growth. If this video resonated with you, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel. And for more content on living a more intentional and successful life, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. What's one lesson you've learned recently from looking back on an experience? Let's learn from each other. Until next time, keep reflecting and keep growing.